Okay, here we go, Felix.
That man is Felix. Felix Baumgartner. Felix Baumgartner.
Felix Baumgartner.
Fearless.
My name is Felix Baumgartner, and I jump from space.
Felix was born in Salzburg, Austria in 1969. As a young boy, he watched astronauts and specifically Joe Kittinger's 1960 Excelsior 3 jump and loved it.
His goals, a new altitude record for non-powered flight and a new record for the longest jump in history. The balloon reaches a height of 19.5 miles. An automatic camera in the gondola films the leap, and Kittinger falls free, plummeting 16 miles before opening his chute. His maximum speed, 450 miles an hour. A little over 3 miles from the ground, Kittinger opens his parachute. A slight leak in one of his pressure gloves prevented him from operating some equipment, but the mission is a complete success.
Well, I was always fascinated for skydiving since I was a little kid. And I also remember I always spent time on top of trees. I always like to see the world from above, the bird view.
In fact, Felix was obsessed with the sky and had two dreams, to be a skydiver and to be a helicopter pilot. But unfortunately, his father, a carpenter, and his mother, a housewife, couldn't afford helicopter lessons for Felix. So at age 16, he began skydiving. And I quote, "I started skydiving because I loved the idea of freedom." Not much later, he joined the Austrian army as a paratrooper, but his talent was too great to only jump out of planes. So the Austrian army put Felix in the army's aerial demonstration and competition team, where he got precision training to land on small targets, forcing him to have control and accuracy in the air, which gave him the keys to base jumping.
I can't move on, baby doll, waiting on calls, flipping through stations. I'm outclassed and it's outrageous. And I'll take it all, baby doll, whatever's been weighing you down.
Now you see, there's this young energy drink company that came out in '87, was born in Austria, and lucky enough they partnered with Felix Baumgartner. The things Felix did for Red Bull are nothing short of crazy. Let's start with the first.
He travels to the highest building in the world at that time, the Petronas Towers in Kuala Lumpur. The towers stand 452 meters tall.
You can see the window washer crane right over there. So my plan is to climb out on that window washer crane and do a base jump from top of that building.
It's illegal, and that means you have to deal with a lot more problems. It's very obvious that a well-known high building is very well secured.
Felix watches the buildings closely for days and fakes security guards' name tags to ensure entry. He disguises himself as a businessman and hides his parachute and camera in a briefcase. Felix powers through the air at 170 kilometers per hour and free falls for 8 seconds. It's a new world record for the highest base jump from a building.
But there's one problem. Felix Baumgartner wasn't quite satisfied after jumping the Petronas Towers and turned to flight. Felix spent 3 years preparing for the channel crossing, but the main thing was the wing. A custom carbon fiber wing, 1.8 meters wide, specially engineered just for the crossing. Then there was the suit, designed to handle minus 42-degree temperatures because at nearly 10,000 meters up, it is cold. And because the air up there is too thin to breathe, he had to carry an oxygen system on his back the whole way. And even with all that gear sorted, he still had to wait for the perfect weather window because the winds over the channel had to be just right or else the whole thing fails. And on July 20th, 2003 at 6:08 in the morning, Felix stepped out of the tail of a plane above Dover.
We are on jump run, we have 4 miles to go, ready for drop in 1 minute. Play, 2, and go.
He flew 36 kilometers across open water, hit 360 kilometers per hour, and landed in France. 6 minutes and 22 seconds later, he's the first human being to ever cross the English Channel in freefall. And I quote, "It was total freedom. You're totally alone. There's just you, your equipment, your wing, and your skills. I like it." Wait, hold on. This isn't over. We're talking about Felix Baumgartner. This guy went from world record base jumps, jumping from the tallest buildings in the world, to setting a world record for the shortest base jump. Felix Baumgartner is in...
Voltei pra casa pro meu lugar. Jobim partiu Jacarepaguá. Sim, bateu a saudade.
Felix fired a crossbow bolt over the arm of the Christ Redeemer and climbed up the wire to get there.
Okay, you got it?
Once morning came, he saw the outstretched hand at dawn. He's about to commit one of the most dangerous space jumps, because there's basically no time to deploy the parachute. He jumped 29 meters to the ground, and that jump set the world record for the lowest base jump ever performed. Felix did so many stunts for Red Bull, not just these 3, but about 14 major stunts. But there's still one more stunt. Joe Kittinger performed the space jump. Joe Kittinger was young Felix's hero. The space jump is Felix's dream. This took 5 years of preparation, a $20 million project, a team of 300 people, engineers, doctors, scientists, and aerospace experts. They built a custom pressurized capsule from scratch, a cutting-edge piece of technology covered in 15 cameras. They designed a spacesuit that could handle temperatures of minus 72 degrees Celsius, and here's where it almost all fell apart. Felix hated the suit. He could not stand it. The moment he put it on, he felt like he could not breathe. The man who jumped off the Petronas towers, who stood on the hand of the Christ Redeemer, who crossed the English Channel, could not handle the suit. It got so bad they had to bring in a sports psychologist just to help him function inside of it. After 2 test jumps and 2 reschedulings due to weather, it finally happened.
We got to get Felix off the ground safely and not tear the balloon. And we need optimum conditions. So as the weather person here, we're going to be very, very, very picky at picking the right conditions.
The day also happened to be the 65th anniversary of Chuck Yeager breaking the sound barrier in a plane.
I've been working 4 years on the program. I believe in what Felix is trying to do to test the next generation full pressure suit. And I'm just delighted to be a member of the team.
This is Mission Control at this time. Felix is departing his Airstream trailer to be strapped into the Stratos capsule.
I will assess the situation again. We will not start inflating as soon as the balloon's completed laying out.
Copy
so there'll be another small hold.
T-minus 1 hour, 13 minutes. We're going to go on hold.
Chuck Yeager was the first man to go supersonic in an aircraft. It was 65 years ago, and I think it would be just absolutely wonderful if we could get Felix to go supersonic without an airplane on the same day that Chuck Yeager flew supersonic in an airplane.
At this time, we have begun balloon inflation. Capsule systems are green, instrumentation's green, payload's green, medical systems are green.
The balloon launches from Roswell, a human balloon the size of 33 football pitches carrying a man in a capsule up into the stratosphere.
There's the release, and there's the applause, a successful rise.
But we're not factoring how dangerous this is. If that suit tears even a small puncture, his blood starts to boil.
If something goes wrong, you're gonna die within 15 seconds.
15 seconds?
Yes, sir.
Approaching the bottom of the jet stream, expect possible turbulence and strong wind shears. Approaching final jump altitude in stratosphere at 120,000 feet. Speed 30 miles per hour. Location
2.5 hours to ascend. Then at nearly 39,000 meters, Joe Kinninger's voice comes on over the radio, his hero, the man whose jumps he watched as a child, going through a 43-point checklist one at a time. But then, the capsule doors open.
Okay, here we go, Felix.
I'm going over.
First 25 seconds, it looked like everything's under control. And after 34 seconds, I hit Mach 1 and I broke the speed of sound.
Was that him breaking the... Yeah.
That was our goal. I wanted to be the first human outside of an aircraft breaking the sound barrier. Because of the fact that a lot of those scientists said prior to the jump, you're gonna spin like crazy, and the other half said, we don't think anything is gonna happen. I was mentally prepared to spin, but I was hoping that I'm not gonna spin. The problem is there's no protocol. There's nobody in the world telling you, listen, Felix, if this happens, you have to do this while the whole world is watching. Then I was trying to move my arms around a little bit, just maybe it does something. And then it stopped for a second, but now it starts getting the opposite direction, you know, and then it really ramps up. At that moment, it's not about breaking records anymore. At that moment, it's all about survival.
Speed 600 miles per hour.
There's only one way for the blood to leave your skull, and that's through all the eyeballs. If that happens, you're gonna die. I had a G-Whiz attached to my hand. The G-Whiz is a device that it fires a drogue chute that pulls you out of that flat spin. That's why I put my hands in. The trick that G-Whiz, it's less G, and now the G-Whiz senses, oh, less G, that means he's getting it under control.
showing Felix in a stable descent.
There's the chute. There's the chute. There you can see by the approaching shadow, he's just about there, and he's down there.